President Biden is asking world leaders to pledge to vaccinate 70% of the world's population against COVID-19 by September next year. During a virtual meeting, he said that the US would buy an additional 500 million doses of the Pfizer vaccine to donate to less wealthy countries. But the latest research shows that richer nations still have a surplus of vaccines, some of which will soon be out of date. Our health editor Hugh Pym has more details.
Wealthier nations are pushing on with booster jabs, but it's a different story in low-income countries in Africa and around the world, where vaccination rates are much lower. That divergence has been criticised by the World Health Organization, and there have been growing calls for more vaccine doses to be diverted to those most in need.
They were going to come together and they were going to attack the problem.
A leading advocate for vaccine supplies to Africa said action was needed by the richest nations.
Promises do not translate into vaccines and jabs in people's arms. Commitments are not jabs in people's arms. People are dying for want of a vaccine. I spoke at the WHO meeting, and on that same day, a member of my household had just died, a 30-year-old woman, because she was unvaccinated.
New research suggests that by the end of this year, there'll be around 1 billion surplus vaccine doses in the G7 group of the wealthiest nations, including the UK and the European Union. Of those, around 100 million doses will be past their use-by date by December. As of now, estimates vary, but it's thought that only around 3% of the population of Africa have been fully vaccinated.
That's simple waste. People hate waste. Lives could be saved as a result of having these vaccines for there to be hundreds.
The former Prime Minister Gordon Brown, now WHO Ambassador for Health Financing, says shifting vaccines is in everyone's interest.
If the disease spreads in Africa and in low-income countries, and if it mutates and there are new variants, it's going to come back to haunt even the fully vaccinated here. Nobody's safe until everybody's safe.
The G7 summit in Cornwall in June pledged 1 billion doses to poor countries as a big step towards vaccinating the world, but critics say the process has moved too slowly. Today, President Biden at a COVID-19 virtual summit promised to double the US contribution.
It's a global tragedy, and we're not going to solve this crisis with half measures or middle-of-the-road ambitions. We need to go big.
But will a pledge to go big actually deliver? African countries and others will want to see vaccine supplies arriving at a faster rate before passing judgment. Hugh Pym, BBC News.
I am Melanie.